boxing. Man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Kick it off with a boxing video. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Man, we're going to have a rundown real quick. Going to talk about Tank and Redkach are supposed to be sparring today, live, I guess, via Gervonta Tanks Davis social media. Also, we're going to talk about Ajagba. Sound like he's switching up. He leaving Premier Boxing Champions. But first, I ran across this story on Twitter about, what's his name, Martin Carefoot. I think that's the name of the farmer that, he said he basically lied for Tyson Fury and said that he provided him with wild boar. And that's why he tested positive for a banned substance in 2015. So let's start off with that story first. Now he's basically walking back his story, saying that he don't want to talk about it and that, he ain't got nothing to say about it. So basically what people don't understand is this is opening up opening up the road for Fury and AJ to fight in the UK. Okay, with him walking back his story, which we know why. Somebody don't stand on their power like that and say, he did this or he did this and I falsified paperwork, and then turn around and do a 360. Either his life got threatened or they paid him the bag to shut up. So now, amazing things can happen from the inside. People remember that movie 21 with Kevin Spacey. He said that. And basically, now you can have Fury and AJ fight in the UK because this farmer walked back his story. Either they threatened him or they paid him off, or a little bit of both. So he only asked for 25,000 pounds. What's that? But we see that every day in America where, you have Reggie Bush and Chris Webber. They refuse to pay, their debts to the to people that they owed, and then they came out exposed and destroyed pretty much their college careers and their teammates' college careers. So, it is what it is. Boxing been having, cheating in it for a long time. You know what I'm saying? People acting like, the mob didn't run boxing and guys didn't take them swimming board dives, into the pool. It happens, but, it's just a lot of negativity around Tyson Fury, man. Him and his cousin popped top for the same substance. How can you explain that? And they gave him a pass. That got to do with their complexion. Straight up and down. They gave him a pass. People insinuate that Earl Spence, AJ, this guy, that guy got popped for that do peds and they haven't been caught. And they giving Tyson Fury a pass. And I've been saying this since day one. When he came back, I told you dudes, they backdated his suspension for that banned substance. But ain't nobody want to believe me. I have multiple videos. When he first came back and was lining up to fight Deontay Wilder, I told you, dude, this dude was a drug cheat. That's why he didn't want to rematch Vladimir Klitschko. Not because he was scared, but 6 months before he fought Klitschko, it was notified that he failed a test. And then, after the Klitschko fight, then they want to, ban him and punish him and finish up their investigation. Well, Klitschko should have never lost that fight. He should have never took that fight, but they allowed him to take the fight. If I'm Klitschko, I want that changed to a no contest off my record, because this man came into the fight with an unfair advantage, or he was already caught for cheating. I think they said versus Christian Hammer. So if this dude was caught for cheating, why is he allowed to fight? The UK got a funny system. They sit here and say, well, or at least we got a system like a national federal system. At least we got one. We catch more pets and y'all give more people passes. I ain't heard about too many cases in the United States since Floyd Mayweather introduced random Olympic-style drug testing. I haven't heard too many cases of a dude pop hot and he is still allowed to fight. The only case I can remember is Eric Morales and Danny Garcia too. I'm not saying that's the only one, but Danny Garcia said, "Fuck it, I still beat him if he popped hot." And Morales popped hot right before they fight, and Danny still fought him. That was Danny's choice. I haven't heard too many cases like that. They let Dillian White fight Oscar Rivas and didn't even notify Oscar Rivas that Dillian White popped hot. And we want to act like it racist, like it didn't happen. And Dillian White is a repeat offender. So you think Eddie Hearn didn't pay that money for Dillian White not to have basically like a damn near lifetime ban on his career? Yeah, he did. It's corrupt all the way around. Fury was allowed to, you know, create this facade or this imaginary, you know, fairy tale where, you know, oh, he just took 2 years off and mental health and cocaine. Like I said, man, protection for the complexion is real. Had that dude been black from America, let me just say that in particular, had that been AJ, probably they wouldn't have swept that shit under the rug, especially after the comments he made. You know, I said what I said about Black Lives Matter. They wouldn't have covered it up. They would have been ripping him. He would have been considered a drug cheat. They covered it up for Tyson Fury. Fury is a drug cheat. Him and his cousin got caught for the same drug. And this Carefoot character covered it up, saying that he had Boar on his farm. And he said, I never had Boar on my farm. And they didn't come through with the payment. All of a sudden they paid him, or they threatened him, or a little bit of both. And now he's switching his story. I'm telling you, bro, they dudes get a lot of pass, and the reason they get these white boys this pass and these others pass like Pacquiao in the sport because the blacks are too dominant. I was listening to Tom Business. He was talking about the Usman fight the other night and how people, when he dominated Jorge Masvidal, which who didn't see that coming? You know, you cut 20 pounds in 1 week, and how people deem Usman boring, and how they deem, you know, John Jones, oh, he boring, or whatever they say. Well, they've been doing that to black fighters forever. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got a different, we get graded and judged on a different scale. You know, meanwhile the others get passed. Like Fury straight up cheated though. In 2015, and people and the media want to ignore it. That's why you gotta turn off the ESPNs, the Fox. You know, you dudes follow Coppinger and fucking Lance Pugmire. I like Lance though, and Adam from SN Boxing. You know, Chris Minix and them. Let me tell you this, man. They got bosses. Okay? They only know what Fox, Al, or PBC, Al, Bob, and want them to know. You know, Dan Rayfield and all them. They only know what they want them to know. They don't tell them everything because they talk too much. That's why Andy Ruiz and Coppinger and Dan Rayfield got kicked out of Andy Ruiz camp before the AJ rematch. Because he was running their mouth too much about what was going on in that camp, and they was making up stories and shit, trying to divide and conquer. And eventually, you know, it was divide and conquer. Andy Ruiz left Manny Robles. You know, this is a dude, Manny Robles, who gave Andy Ruiz a place to live. He was homeless, and then you lose one fight because you careless and you not focused, and you cut Manny Robles. Just let you know, ain't no loyalty in boxing. But Tyson Fury straight cheated though. Ain't no two things about it. I'm not talking about no gloves. I ain't talking about no water. I've been saying this since day one. Deontay Wilder shouldn't fight this dude. And I've been saying this since day one, that Klitschko should get his win back or get a no contest. You know, real talk. I'm not lying. Go back and check the archives. I linked the articles there. People thought Tyson Fury had mental health. That's what white people use. They use mental health. And oh, this is the reason why I shot up a church full of black people. And oh, I have mental problems. Nah, there no mental problems wrong with Tyson Fury. Fury knew he was going down for cheating, so him and Frank Warren devised $1 million scheme plan to cover this up, and it worked. It worked. It didn't fool me because I read, and I read articles more than once, and I'm like, oh, this dude popped hot, so they trying to cover it up before it go public, and he had this battle with the UKAD and. You know, and eventually they backdated his suspension for 2 years. So the 2 years he was off, they backdated his suspension so to make him look good. Man, this Carefoot character ain't lying. This is what they should have been focusing on in the beginning. But everybody was so, oh yeah, you know, Wilder getting that big fight. He moving better without AJ. See, he don't need AJ. And everybody looking at that. They're looking at the flash in the pan, and they ain't looking at what's really going on. This dude been cheating. You know, but who out there keeping it 100? Who out there really? No, nobody. He been cheating. So him taking the padding out the gloves and sparring versus Nicholas Asbury, come on. But is that, you know, him, you know, put taint in the water, or his gloves in the first fight, gloves in the second fight. His history tells you he a cheat. His family is cheats. So at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is on that standpoint, man. But dude, the farmer walking back his story. So expect that UK venues start to pop up, and they give him a UK license to fight again. And remember, he wasn't even going to renew his UKAD license because of this story. So he chose not to, to renew him. So don't that look dirty and guilty? I mean, that's why I say it don't even really matter. They think a great white hope is going to save boxing on an international or national American stage, and it's not. Loma can't save it. Fury can't save it. Whoever you got with Nathan Gorman, he can't save it. What's only going to save boxing and put boxing back on the national level is not catering towards Mexicans. It's not catering towards blacks. It's not catering towards AJ or Canelo. It's catering towards the fans and giving them the best possible matchups every time they go out there. And when the sanctioned belt bodies don't want to get on code and order great mandatories and great title eliminators, and these fighters, don't want to fight other great fighters, and these promoters want to continue to overpay and go broke and pay for bullshit fights and not work together, this is what you get. So don't care. You can make the face of boxing white, brown, orange, yellow, green. It doesn't matter. Motherfuckers don't care about Canelo being the face of boxing, because nobody in America cares. When you ain't fighting the best and you ain't doing what you need to do, this is what you get in boxing, and this is why I got major changes coming to my channel. As soon as this shit kind of get over with, I'm flipping it. Like that right now. But yeah, FN Ajagba signed with Jay Prince. And Jay Prince and Al are supposed to be like mortal enemies or something like that. But him and Floyd seem to still be on good terms, after the stories of, Floyd beating up his team and tying Jay Prince allegedly tying him up in the hotel room and beating on Leonard Ellerby in their ass and shit. And Floyd owing the money. Jay Prince left, Floyd left Jay Prince for Al, but Jay Prince said he the one that helped Floyd get out that contract, not Al. And I think he had to give Bob $250,000, but when he got out that contract, he wasn't fucking with Jay Prince no more. He started messing with Al Heyman, and then, the rest is history. But FN Ajagba signed a managerial pact with Jay Prince. Not sure if James Dublin is in with it too. That's Jay Prince right hand man when it comes to managing these fighters. So it's been rumors that FN Ajagba is leaving for Top Rank, right? And when Jamil Herring left for Top Rank, he made a statement. He said that no bad blood. He said my contract ran out. Me and Al still talk. I went to Top Rank. He became world champion. So you got this narrative that Premier Boxing Champions is the best place to be when it comes to fighting. But everybody got different, aspirations in their boxing career. Danny Jacobs left Premier Boxing Champions. I heard Andre Rozier say when they was on good terms, because it was no structure. They was tired of not knowing when they was gonna fight. 6 weeks all the time to fight. They wanted to know ahead of time, fight dates. They pretty much wanted, professional structure, and that's what HBO Matchroom provided them. Maybe FN Ajagba, maybe not be happy with how it's going at PBC. I mean, why are you fighting on PBC? Everybody talk about politics. Oh, Crawford got to sign on this side of the street to get a shot at Earl or this guy, that guy, right? Look at the politics. Al Heyman don't got one good fucking heavyweight. Not no more. Wilder lose, who he got? Wilder, Kanauki, Ortiz, Ruiz, Chris Ariola. Who there? Nobody. Nobody there. Bob got the big baby Anderson. He just cut the fake big baby from Toledo. He got Tyson Fury. He got, Daniel Dubois. He got Kubrat Puev. He basically got the majority of the division that he done sold up. So I think Al Heyman, you'll see him pull out the heavyweight division anyway. But people talk about, PBC is the perfect thing for boxing. It's really not. You don't have no structure. You don't know when you're fighting. You don't have a network deal. FN Ajagba probably have a network deal with ESPN. And he got better opponents over there. You don't have these old rundown opponents that's already been there, done that, and been beat. So, it's best for him. People act like PBC is the ultimate package in boxing when it's not. It's not perfect. It's not near perfect. If you want to fight somebody within the PBC stratosphere or in the atmosphere or the sphere, Al Heyman still, that fight may not can happen. Just as, you want to fight a top ranked fighter on PBC, like that can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Al Heyman will not make the best fights. He will not consolidate his fighters. And a lot of fighters don't like that. And a lot of fighters want to know when they fight. They don't want to know 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks ahead of time. They want to know about 12, 15 weeks ahead of time. Hey, when my fight day coming, when I'm doing this, when I'm doing that. He don't provide that, and he don't provide network deals. So that's security. So Ajagba could be headed to Top Rank. He did say to sign to James Pritz. So I think he done. People just don't know nothing about these dudes talk so much about business of boxing and know so little about the business and don't know nothing about boxing. You know what I'm saying? You know, PBC is just it's a terrible setup, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the structure for the fighter. You know, but Gervonta Tank Davis and Redkach are supposed to be lining up today. You know, they sparring. He said Tank said he gonna go live with the sparring. Ivan Redkach had an issue with the sparring because Gervonta Tank Davis, one of his team members tanked and they taped and they edited the footage, of the fight. And Ivan Redkach was mad because his team couldn't tape the footage and show the entire footage when he was busting Tank ass. So they're supposed to be going live today. That's if Redkach show up to the gym. Redkach looked to be in better shape. You could tell Tank wasn't in no shape. That's why he had his shirt on. And they said he left the sparring after 4 and they were scheduled to go 6. So that's nothing new. He quit on Devin Haney. Like I said, Tank Day coming. You know what I'm saying? You could tell why he was sparring Redkach. He still believed his one-punch power. Redkach even told Leo Santa Cruz to beat him when they posed a fight. So you should be hearing Santa Cruz and Tank fight announced pretty soon. You should be hearing Errol Spence and Danny Garcia announced pretty soon. Those both going to be on pay-per-view. I think Tank will be on Showtime. And Errol Spence's pay-per-view will be on Fox. But, I mean, you know, it is what it is. You know, that wasn't nothing cool about that, man. That was some whole shit. And, you know, at the end of the day, Tank be on that whole shit. Just keep it 100. So, they're supposed to be sparring today, live. I don't know if it's going to be IG, Twitter. But that's if Redkach show up to the gym. And I don't know why he wouldn't show up to the gym to spar Tank. So I keep a close eye on them if they go live. Follow me on social media. Hopefully I'll be able to share it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the links in the description. Check out our Facebook group as well. That link's in the description. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal description. Best way to donate is to share the video. Appreciate the love, support. Cash App, PayPal description. Share the video. One time for the one time. And check our boxing news playlist. And we go.